What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Um, so just really quickly before I start, I'm not an alcoholic. I got a sunburn on my nose that looks pretty funky. Weird. Like, I took my son to like a tactical shooting class, and we were outside in the sun. It wasn't that hot, and I got this crazy burn where like I was wearing a beanie, so like I'm white here and red down here, and then my nose just got destroyed. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good day today. Today was pretty rough to trade. Um, I'm trying to think. On ES, I saw an entry, I think the equivalent of like right here for short that I had called out. Um, I don't remember from that. I called like quite a few things out. Um, and the only thing I really noticed with SPY, and when I say that I saw an entry on ES, it had nothing to do with charts because we were just like slowly grinding down. It was all order flow and delta and footprints. And so if you're going just off of volume profile, your SIGs, whatever, there wasn't very much information as far as where to enter a trade. I did notice. So if you draw low to high, even this, like normally you would get in short or get in puts in the golden pocket. Didn't even happen here on this retracement. But it did happen here. So if you knew about this, you might have caught a short here. We sold off, like basically like this first leg down, it didn't play out. This second leg down, if you draw your fibs from the low to the high, the golden pocket, which is the 682 to the 680 or 618 fibs, is considered the golden pocket. And a lot of times you would just grab puts or grab short in this area here. And if they break above our 50% fib, it would be invalidated. So that's where you would close your trade. So you're able to do this with like a fairly tight stop loss, depending on how big of a move up or down we got. But like I said, other than that, just off of volume profile, volume, SIGs, TPO, they didn't give us a bunch of entries. They didn't even give us like a clean retest of this poor low, unfortunately. But we get to clean up some levels here. I guess notice, actually, sorry, let me undo what I just did really quick. I had said in Keenan's Discord that we were either going to, I want to say it was 512 to 509, and this is kind of where we bounced. They actually tapped the top of this box that I have drawn. I've had this on my chart for a long time. I think I need to zoom way out. It's from back in April of 24, so like a year ago. I didn't draw it back then, but that's where this level is from. Let's see. Also, I should add, today needs to be fairly quick. Shorty is going to be live at 9 p.m. Eastern, so in about 45 minutes. And he likes to show up early whenever I'm live. So you'll notice here I left these single prints because we actually gapped through them. And what I was taught by my mentor, Shorty, is that when we gap through levels, the level's so strong that they had to do it in the overnight session. So this is staying on my chart. When we retest this, we'll probably be looking to take a short. And then really quickly, I do have one option set up for tomorrow. Let's go look at that. DocuSign. I'm looking for, hopefully they're not like, because we're kind of grinding up. Calls over 72.85. First trim 73.72. Close calls at 74.50. This will be a day trade. I think, yeah, day trade. And then I kind of just like shared this on Keenan's, but QQQ, I'm not going to be trading this, but they want 437 tomorrow. I think they're going to be targeting this on QQQ. I think we're going to get a pretty good run up. SPY, if we kind of look at the big picture, sorry, 1 second. So we closed, like right at the end of the day, we peeked through the 2024 POC and then we sold off. That would be like kind of a bearish signal. But then if we look at the big picture on SPY, oops, not 2 days, 1 day. This daily candle is pretty bullish, right? We have really big buying tail and almost closed above the 2024 POC. I need to change this. This is not a VPOC anymore. So to me, this looks bullish and this looks bearish. But overall, and again, when I say this, guys, I don't want you going into tomorrow with like some type of sentiment. But overall, like you don't want to go into a trading day with bias. But I am feeling overall bullish going into tomorrow. If I had to guess, they're probably going to run it up tomorrow. And then Tesla earnings is going to dump it after hours. So definitely don't swing QQQ calls. All right, there's our daily levels. TPO, we're going to have single prints. And probably a poor low. Let's take a look. Yeah. Poor low is the same level as our previous day Varia low. I am going to put it above because that way it's easier for me to delete it later. What's this? Oh, okay. And then you can see the last 3 days we have decreasing volume. Not very much, but very slightly decreasing as we're pushing down to some pretty key levels. And then we started getting a bounce. Looking a lot like a reversal to me from here. I don't think we're done with the selling, but I think we're done for tomorrow. And then we'll probably resume after Tesla's earnings. But we'll have to see exactly what happens with that. We can't draw SIGs. So I highly, highly doubt this will happen, but just in case, we want to be long or in calls here. I don't think we're going to gap down overnight, but just in case. What I would really like to see is, and when I draw this, so like I'm going to draw it like this, and I'm actually going to change this, but I'm showing you guys. Actually, I wouldn't even target that. I would target like here. I think we're going to open above our 2024 POC. And if we do, we're really just looking for a retest to be in calls, right? So this range. And to be clear, I would probably get in calls as early as this. So let me draw like a little, I don't know, something. Basically watch this range. If by some chance we gap up, look for puts here. But really just not very much bearish sentiment from me, at least. But again, don't go into tomorrow like with some, you know, predetermined expectation that it's just going to keep going up. But yeah, I would be mostly looking for areas to get into calls. But if by some chance we gap up and we're here, watch for puts. I highly doubt they would do it. But if we gap above these single prints, watch for calls on a retest of this. Yeah, watch for calls on a retest of the single prints up here if we gap above. Same thing with these. If we gap above, you can watch for calls. Just be aware that you probably will want to close right here, but it'll give you a couple points, you know. With options, like I'll never say no to 2 points on SPY, you know. If you can catch it, it's good. Oh, Sebastico, I'm not really using the right settings for TPO. So, and it also depends on what you're charting. But for SPY, you're going to want regular trading hours on 30-minute time frame. And then, like, I just kind of eyeball it as what it is. But, thank you. Oh. You want to go... I think you want to use 5. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it's not 5. It's probably 3. That doesn't look like right either. I'd probably need to ask Shorty what to use. Is that getting bigger or smaller? Maybe, let me see. Okay, so it's not that. I want to go the other direction. Did I break it? I broke it. I think I would have to ask Shorty what to use for SPY. Oh wait, I think somebody's telling me here. Sorry, 1 second. Cream, I'm not using volume profile for DocuSign. If I have time at the end, I'll happily explain how I find them, but it probably won't help you at all. Just FYI. Unless you have the indicators. But I'll cover it if I have time. So for now on TPO, I would just do auto, period, 1 day, 30-minute, value area 68. And then you want to make sure you're on regular trading hours. And that's it. Like this, you can check and uncheck. Basically, generally when I'm looking at my profile, I'm looking at, like I'm just trying to find my single prints, top or bottom, poor highs, poor lows. And then you're looking for your spikes on the M period. And so it's easier to see the spikes if you expand. And then that way you can see if the M period made a new high or a new low of the day. Okay. But we can ask Shorty for the settings on TPO for SPY. I don't know. I just, I use manual and I just kind of eyeball if I think it's a poor low or single prints, basically. Yeah, so anyway, this is what I would be watching for tomorrow. For people in Shorty's Discord, I will be live tomorrow. And ES is like, yeah, 3 to 5, somewhere in that range. Wait, I'm being asked. Adidas is cream? Because I'm being asked the same question. I'm confused. Yeah, okay. All right. Let me just make sure. I'll just say hi, everybody. I'm going to be ending this pretty soon here. Milksta, it's only on the M period. The M period needs to make a new high or a new low of the day. Okay. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically how I find levels is, if you're not interested in this, I'm done for the day, unless you guys have any questions. But let me pull this up on my screen. This might make my stream start buffering and lagging, so hopefully it doesn't. Because I'm opening some crazy charts. Yeah, David Ryan, that was fun as hell. I didn't really shoot. I only shot 2 shots, and it was actually pretty funny. Because I didn't want to explain this earlier, like in typing, because it's too much to type. But the instructor, like, we know him on a personal level. He's my son's, like, one of my son's, like, Muay Thai coaches and also a jiu-jitsu coach. And we've been wanting to sign my son up to do, like, a private shooting lesson with him. And, you know, like, over the years, I've just kind of talked to him. And when I talk to people, I don't know, like, I know that I've done some pretty crazy things in my life, and I've had, like, a lot of different careers. And, like, a lot of people might think that I'm full of crap because of all of the experiences I've had in life. But to me, it's just normal, right? So, like, I just kind of talk about my life or whatever. And so I was talking, you know, like, over the years, knowing that this guy is like a, you know, like a professional shooting trainer, I've been talking to him like, hey, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I know at one point in time I told him, like, I'm pretty accurate with a handgun at like 75 yards. Like, I can hit steel targets consistently at 75 yards with a handgun. And to me, I know that's not an easy task for a lot of people, but to me, that's how I shoot. That's normal. It's not really a big deal. And so when we went to do the shooting course on Saturday, I had said some stuff like, casually, just like, oh, blah, 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 whatever, shooting, da, 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 and not really thinking anything of it. And then the instructor started talking about, oh, like a lot of people exaggerate, or they'll, say that they can do things that they can't actually do. And I'm like, oh, maybe he thinks I'm full of crap, right? So we were back at like 45 yards, and basically that's where my son was reloading, and then he had a table that was probably like, I don't know, 15 to 20 yards away from the target, where he would like load his gun, whatever, go live kind of thing. And so we were back at the station where we had the bullets. This instructor, he didn't say why, but he specifically wanted the bullets away from the gun and the gun away from the bullets kind of thing. So anyway, we're back where the bullets are, and he's got his gun holstered. And my son asked him a question, and he was, oh, here, let me demonstrate. And so at 45 yards, he pulls out his gun and, shoots, boom, boom, whatever, like 2 shots. And he goes, those probably completely missed, but, just doing it to demonstrate, right? But of course, he's trying to hit the target. And so then, like, later in the day, I was like, hey, do you mind if I shoot 2 rounds? So actually, like, both of his shots missed. And I was like, later in the day, and the reason I'm saying do you mind is because, like, I didn't pay a range fee or whatever. Like, I was just there. Like, I shouldn't even be there as a spectator. But, my son needs to be accompanied by an adult, right? Like, he can't be there by himself. So I was just there accompanying him. And I'm like, hey, do you mind if I shoot a couple rounds from 45 yards? And he goes, yeah, go for it. And so I grabbed my son's gun because he has iron sights, and I feel way more comfortable shooting with iron sights. Like when I was in the service, it was M16s with iron sights. I think now all of their M16s have like red dots or scopes on them. But anyway, my whole life has been iron sights. I've never really used scopes or red dots. I can shoot with both, but I feel more comfortable, up to like 100 yards, I feel more comfortable with iron sights. Further than 100 yards, like I want some kind of magnification, scope, whatever. Anyway, 45 yards, grab my son's handgun with the iron sights, and shoot off 2 rounds. And we're shooting at a target. The target itself is, it's like simulating a person's torso, but the actual target that you're shooting at is like a 1-inch diameter round orange circle, like right where the heart would be, kind of thing. And I was like, and again, I'm trying not to exaggerate, so I'm just going to say a range because I didn't measure it, but one of my shots was anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from that orange target at 45 yards. And my other shot either went through, so this was kind of at the end of the day, and so we had been shooting at that target, and so the orange circle, like in the middle, was just a hole, right? So there's no cardboard there to see new shots. We were taping the old shots. That's the only way that I know that my one shot was like 1/2 inch to 1 inch below. My second shot either went through the empty hole or I missed. I don't know which one it was. I'm pretty sure I was on target, but I have no way of saying for sure that I was, so I'm just going to go with it probably missed because I really don't know. But at least one of my shots was dead on, and the shooting instructor was like, whoa. He was like, I saw the the dirt behind the target. He was like, you were dead on. And so then when we walked up there, it was like, yeah, pretty deadly shot. So I kind of had to just like prove like all the stuff that I had been talking wasn't just a bunch of crap, but it was a good time. All right. So really quick, DocuSign. I'll just go over exactly how I find it. So I look at Elliott waves on a bunch of different time frames. I don't really look at this, but this is 5-day 3-minute, 5-day 10-minute, 5-day 15-minute, 5-day 20-minute. Those 4 there, I'll look at them, but I don't really get excited until I start seeing full sends on 5-day, or I mean on 30-day, 30-minute. And then this is 30-day 1 hour. And then this is 30-day 65-minute, 30-day 2 hour, 30-day 4 hour, 1 year 1 day, 3 weeks, or 3 years 1 week. And then this is 10-year 1 month. And so when I have a full send up, so full send downs happen at the top, full sends up happen at the bottom. So when I have a full send up on a bunch of different time frames like this, then I get excited. That's saying that there's a pretty good chance that we're going to see upside. I really like it if I have 30-minute, 1 hour, 65, 2 hour, and 4 hour. Those are the plays. So like the last NVIDIA play, Ashley, I think your mic's hot. The last NVIDIA play that I called out was like a 90-ish point move. I don't remember exactly, 87 points, somewhere right around that range. And for that play, I had a full send on 30-minute, 1 hour, 65, 2 hour, and 4 hour. And then you guys will notice that's when I'm like, oh, we're going to get a massive move. So when I see like all of that, then I get excited. And then when I do that, basically, I'm not just looking at that alone, but this gives me my confluence. Like Elliott waves are saying price is going up. And then I'll look at my or Shorty's clouds and make sure that we don't have any major like resistance on the clouds. And so on this, right now we're in the 4 hour, or like we just came back inside the 4 hour bottom, and then we're also in the weekly bottom. But basically, like, price can move inside of the clouds. It might just be more choppy. When they clear like 74.14, we should get like a pretty good pop. But the key is that they need to clear it. So like the trades that I'm looking at are within the clouds. It would be more ideal if I haven't charted on TOS in so long, I don't even remember how to do it. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I know there's a way. Basically, why is it there? If we were doing something like this on price, like I would be more excited about DocuSign than I am right now. Like if we were coming down and retesting this, I would be targeting like 77.08. But right now we're inside these two clouds, so I'm not looking for like a massive move. So I do that. And then once I've looked at the clouds and I've looked at, Elliott waves, looked at the clouds to make sure I don't have like any massive resistance levels, then I'll come over to my chart and actually let me go here. I generally go on 30-minute, and this is really just nothing different than kind of what I teach. So right now, I don't like to make these lines really long, because if I do, then like where it says calls above is like over here inside this choppiness. But so just to kind of show you guys what I do is if we draw a line here, do something like this. So you can see here, like here it was resistance, resistance. We had to gap over it, which I was just talking about, right? That means it's probably like a really strong level. Broke back below, became resistance. Here we just flew through it, right? Broke back below, back above, back below, became resistance, resistance, resistance. Here it acted as support, and then we broke back through it, and then it's resistance and resistance again. So for me, as long as we can get over this level, we should get upside, right? So for me, this is an SR flip where we're doing this, 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 break above, or sorry, break above, this, 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 blah, 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 right? And so right now we're looking for that break above and then to go and hit these levels. That's not always the case when I come and look at the chart, but in this case, that's what I saw, is if we can clear this, then we're breaking above this support resistance flip and we should see upside. Ideally, like what you want to see is break above, retest, and that's where you would enter calls. But normally, like the break here will be enough to get us to the first trim at least before they pull back and then make the full move. So that's kind of what I look at. Again, if you don't have Shorty's full send indicator and the clouds, it's not really going to help you very much. But basically, these are just Elliott waves. And what I do is I go through... I can't really show you, but I basically just go through this watch list, which is anything that has an average true range of 2 or more. And what that means is any stock that moves $2 or more per day. And then all of these are optionable. So that's part of my watch list. It has to be optionable and have an average true range greater than 2. And then I kind of just click through it. Like if we go to QQQ right now, I don't remember what price I said it's going to. Why is this not working? Dude, why will you not let me zoom in? I don't know. What the hell? There we go. Thank you. So right now, we just bounced off of the daily bottom on QQQ and came up to like the 4-hour bottom, which generally, like, we might see a little bit of a rejection from here, and then they'll break through, retest it, and go. And I don't remember what price I said. I think I said it's coming to 447. If we look at QQQ, okay, 437. Oh, that's basically the top of the 4-hour cloud. But basically, like, if they clear that, they're going to go eventually to 446. So, yeah. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? Zoe, I literally have no issues shooting a handgun over 25 yards. Like, I can do it consistently. I think I've told this story here on the channel, and this is one of the stories that I told the shooting instructor. Was I was at a range where they had steel targets out at 75 yards, and I think they had them there mostly for rifles. But so I was there with my SIG P220, which is a 45 mag, and so I'm there, and I was mostly just shooting like close distance stuff. And then I was telling my older son, I'm all, here, watch this. And I sighted up on the target at 75 yards and ding. I didn't realize the range master was right behind me. And it was a woman. And she was like, oh, lucky shot. And I was like, excuse you? Ding. And she was like, oh, okay, never mind. And she walked away. And I was like, yeah, you better walk away. Tell me I'm lucky. So... yeah, I like, I mean, obviously, like, I'm way better with a rifle at longer distances. I'm sure most people are, but, I can hit, pretty consistently at distance with a pistol. But, I have a lot of rounds downrange in my lifetime. basically. What's up, Gigi? Um, Cream, if you have Shorty's full send indicator, hit me up. I'll send you that ATR watch list, and that way you can use it. Like I said, I just click through it. Like I know that you have the clouds at least in TOS. I mean, at least in TradingView. Dude, I hate it when it does this. Like, why will you not let me bring this to this screen? Thank you. It's because I'm trying to move this from a 49-inch monitor, so like it's huge. And when I try to bring it up here, it keeps snapping back down to my 49-inch monitor. But yeah, I can send you this watch list, and then if you have, the full send indicator, I can send you. If you don't have this grid, I can send it to you. And then, yeah, so I just click through it. Like I start at the top, and then I'll look, are there full sends? And if so, then I'll start looking for other things. And then also, I guess the one thing I didn't mention, so like if we go back to DocuSign, is when you look at this, so like if the full send is here, it generally means they want to go and break the structure and make a new higher high. So like right now, they would be targeting breaking 79 or whatever this is, to make a higher high. Okay. Or actually, I think breaking where the number 3 is. So like a little bit, like targeting like 80-ish or above. So Cream, I don't know that Shorty has this. I don't think he does, and I don't think he has this ATR watch list, but you can ask him. I don't know. I don't think he does though. But okay, let me put this back down here. If you guys have any questions, like now would be the time. Oh wait, I should show you guys this. This is what Shorty was getting excited about yesterday. Is the ES futures. So right now we have a full send up on 65-minute. We're on a full send down on 1 hour, on a full send down, on a full send down on 2 hour, on a full send down on 4 hour, which means on these two time frames, they're trying to go lower than this 48.32. And then what Shorty was getting excited about is this here. This is our 10-year 1 week, or 10-year 1 month. So each candle is a month long candle. We have a full send up saying that they want to go higher than 61.66 and 50 cents. I can see this playing out, but I think we have more downside first. And so basically this indicator, like if this candle goes like if we go lower, then now the full send will show up like down here. And it looks like, how do I get back to not having a drawing tool? Oh, well, I don't know how to get back to my pointer. My gosh, I haven't used TOS in so long that I forget how to do really stupid things. There we go. Okay. But yeah, to me right now it looks like overall they want to go lower, and then this full send will just reprint lower, saying that we're going over 61.66, which to me is realistic, but I think we want more downside first. And I'll be closing like my short position, and then we'll probably get the bounce and go make a new higher high. Okay. Alrighty, let me see if anybody has any questions. Shorty will be live in 10 minutes. Definitely don't miss it. He is deadly accurate with this stuff. Miso fades. I haven't looked at NQ in a long time. Like, I haven't drawn. But we can look at it really quick. 18-118.
Was that Miso?
I don't know. It's somebody in. I don't think it is. It's somebody in
YouTube?
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh.
18-118. I zoomed out so I can see if I see something major, like drawing from here. So I already see a little bit of something, but at a slightly different level. Looks like a little bit higher. Let me do this. What's this here? That. Actually, let me do this accurately. Okay. There's a level here. It's just not. I don't think it's quite 118. Yeah. Is there any? Yep. Okay. So 118 was way more important back here. Here, here, here. At one point, this was like a very key SR flip. I don't think it's as key now. We have like a wider range, maybe. Here it's really good. I think more recently, like, it hasn't been getting respected very much at all. Right? We're just slicing through it. Here it acted as resistance on the retest. Here it acted as support. But, like, I think... And I don't love having, like, such a massive range, but I think somewhere in this range is going to be more important than specifically 118. Is there more? There has to be more. Okay. I think I'm more interested in like 150-ish, give or take. This acted as support, support, support. So yeah, I mean, there's a range here. But it's not 118. It's like 1872 and 18150 are like the two really key levels, I think. Actually, here We bounced off of 116. So there's a pretty key like SR flip 1872 up to like 1816ish. We'll say 118 or sorry, 18116 or 18118, right around that range. They've bounced a couple of times or rejected a couple of times off of 18150 as well. So it's an important level for sure. Are we close to it? Oh, that's probably a good short tomorrow. This is like single prints. So most likely we don't get back to there. They're probably going to try to grind to here somewhere and then reject. The rejection could happen at 72. It could happen at 16 or 18 as well. But most likely, it could also happen at 50, I should say. Or I guess lower, 45. Yeah. Probably between 15 and 30, if I were to guess. But it's going to be important. That's probably where we'll be rejecting tomorrow, I would guess. But tomorrow could also be like super choppy because they're going to be waiting for Tesla's earnings, which is going to dump us. It's going to dump the market tomorrow after hours. All right. All right, everybody. Have a good evening. Shorty should be live any minute now. So I'll see you guys then. Much love, much respect. Peace out.